This is CFX, episode 7. I think that sounds cool. No, that's stupid. Common Filth Extra, episode 7. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for supporting what I do. It really means a lot to me. I was thinking back to some things I read from bizarre subreddits and bizarre threads on seemingly normal subreddits. And Reddit fascinates me for a number of reasons. And the biggest reason why it fascinates me is because it is mainstream. It is where a lot of people go to get their news, to get their kicks, to get laughs, whatever, to indulge in their obscure interests. Lots of people use Reddit, and there's a lot of strange, beyond strange business that happens on here. And I've read stuff from like r/relationships. Most recently, I believe, was the poop story. That was horrifying, and I believe that was on r/relationships. I've also read from casual AMA and things like that, where I saw some pretty disturbing things. And all of the things I've seen added up to this conclusion. If you can think of it, whatever it may be, it will be on Reddit. And it will not only be there, it will be far more common than you'd hope or think. Which brings us to this. Cuckoldry. Cuck. Cuckold. Cuck. People who, the recent converts of certain fringe metapolitical movements like to use that word. Cuck. They're very enthusiastic, and that is something to be admired. However, they're becoming a victim of their own cultural spamming. And it's been this way for a number of months now. But specifically the word cuck. Cuck. They say it so many times that it no longer means anything. Cultural spamming can work one of two ways. It either stops meaning anything, or it becomes accepted. It becomes ingrained in the consciousness of a people. It can end up in the spiritual bloodstream of a people. A number of diseases have ended up there over the last however many years that we accept, we want to conserve. Because our friends or family partake in the disease and it doesn't seem that bad compared to other people, even though one thing leads to another, it's an inevitability, it always does. Anything. Any dysfunction is going to be taken to its extreme. Anything is going to be taken to its extreme. Example after example after example you can look at. But the word cuckold. Cuckold falls on the side of you repeat it so many times, it no longer means anything. So we're going to reconnect the word back to its source material. And I got the idea to type in reddit.com r/cuckold. I thought, no, it couldn't be that big of a thing, or it got taken by somebody else first. It's no big deal, right? Oh, it's a big deal. How big? It has 42,455 subscribers with 185 active users right now as I record this. And let's read the side panel here. Let's read the description, rules, etc. The subreddit hopes to be a source of discussion and pornography alike in regards to the cuckold and hot wife lifestyles and fetishes. People are encouraged to share their experiences, stories, pictures, links, videos, helpful tips, and ask for advice. What kind of advice could you possibly give to these people? Like, from one to the other. What kind of insight can be given? I really hope I never, ever run into any of these people. Ever. I probably have, but can't tell for sure just by looking at somebody, even though there are tells. But again, I wouldn't want to hang out with people that give me that creepy feeling for any extended period of time for me to find out. And I would hope that you wouldn't either. So here are their rules. Do not link to blog spam if you want to post a video. Link straight to the video being hosted. No solicitation posts from solo males. Oh, that's a bridge too far, but watching your wife get fucked, nope. That's just fine. No selfies or shots of one person unless they're verified or known to be in the cuckolding or hot wife lifestyle. Go to r/would-you-fuck-my-wife instead. There's see, now I'm going to have to click on that. How many subscribers? 38,151. How much overlap between cuckold and r/cuckold and r/would you fuck my wife? And more rules. Content must directly relate to cuckolding, and racial porn is not automatically cuckolding. Some might argue otherwise. Number 5, no cuckold captions. Instead, visit r/cuckold captions instead. I'm not clicking on that to see how much, or see how many, rather, subscribers they have. Meta posts must follow this procedure before submission. I don't care what the procedure is. I'm not posting. So let's take a look at what's on their front page here. Some titles. We got a room, hubby. I'm riding out the storm with my coworkers. Be home in a day or two. I hope you die of frostbite. My wife is going to get fucked by her first bull tonight, but she let me give her one last facial. Please verify. Oh my god. Here's my wife, my lawfully wedded wife, covered in my jizz, and she's about to get railed by some other dude. Bull before boyfriend, forgot about these, I don't care. GF goes on a 5-hour-long first date, ends up getting fucked without condom. Now this is a self-post, so it'll be a text post. So let's read that. GF goes on 5-hour-long first date, barely answers me throughout date. Ends up getting fucked without condom in both holes in the backseat of the guy's car. She said the sex was amazing. She got off 6 times. Took 1 load in her pussy, 1 in her ass. Also, supposedly, dumbass. This was the hardest and best she'd ever gotten fucked and is still sore 2 days later. The pic was taken as soon as she got home, or I'm not clicking on that either. Right before I cleaned up every drop of cum from oh god. I'm going to vomit. Why do I do this to myself? Why? So dumb. Some guy talking about licking his girlfriend's cum-filled anus. Shouldn't surprise me. But here I am. Still disgusted all the same. And this is what's out there. 42,000 plus people. Over 42,000 people. You know how the saying goes, where there's one, there's many? Where there's 42,458, there is a disturbing amount of people. So we'll continue with this deranged faggot's post here. She says he was extremely dominant, hands over throat, etc. Anal was practically forced. She never does anal, even with me, but the way she said it was, she said, he seemed like he was going to do it either way, so I just let him. Hurts me a little knowing that our first date was nothing like that, and the fact that after 2 years and all the great sex we had, he comes along and gives her the hardest pounding. But that's cuckolding, right? Fuck it, lol. Epic night. Link to post fucked pre-eaten pussy, and it's an Imgur link. Not clicking on it, but I will scroll down to see the responses. You're cleaning out another dude's jizz from your girlfriend's holes. Once you say it out loud, you realize how disturbing it all is. That there are people like this. They exist. You share resources with them. People like to say, once you encounter stuff like this and you take offense to it or you have a problem with it, they like to say it doesn't affect you. Well, here I am sitting here responding to this. There's a part of my brain, my chest is starting to feel a little tight. It's starting, there's like a little pain inside of my head, and my chest is getting tighter and tighter as I look through this. And people still say, it doesn't affect you. The fact that I'm sitting here like this in response to this means that it does affect me. And even if I didn't know about it, somebody else's degradation, spiritual degradation, affects me. I am a part of humanity. What I do does not happen in a vacuum. What these people do does not happen in a vacuum. How people treat themselves, they end up treating other people in a different way, a similar way. They mistreat themselves, they go on to mistreat others. This is a mistreatment of the self. This woman has mistreated this guy. I don't want to use woman. This female. Because once you say woman, man, it implies something moral. And they've done nothing to earn that. They've done nothing to earn me calling them women and men. It is not possible that these people have healthy, functional, wholesome relationships with the people around them. It is not possible. Impossible. And we tell ourselves, it doesn't affect you, it doesn't affect you, it doesn't affect you. It is not possible that the people encouraging this in the comments section, there are 6 comments here, it's not possible that they have functional relationships with people. It's not possible that they treat people decently. The comments say, I can't let you go through the rest of your life thinking supposedly is any kind of real world. Dumbass, you said real world, not real word. Apparently, being a sex pervert makes you unable to edit yourself. They can't edit their behavior, and they can't edit their 2-sentence posts on Reddit. And then he continues, glad your girl got some good pipe, though. I'm glad that you invite treacherous skanks into your life. That's what this guy's saying. Next one. Holy shit, man, that's an amazing story, not to mention picture. All of these people taking delight in this man's decline, his descent into whatever this is. More. Sir, this post got me as hard as diamonds instantly. Love it. That pussy looks delectable. Please keep them coming and heaps more photos. Again, more taking pleasure in this guy's betrayal. This guy welcoming his own betrayal. Nice one. Congratulations. Damn, dude. Good for her getting the fucking she's been needing. Hope you thanked her for letting you clean up. Oh, God. I hope you thanked her for letting you clean up that juicy pussy. These people are God's enemies. How could they be anything else? How could they be anything else? Go back to the front page. My GF loudly moans her muscular white ex-BF's name out every time she gets fucked by our dildo that is the exact same size as his huge cock. I love entering her sloppy loose pussy with my little uncut Asian dick and being told that I'm not a real man because she can't even feel it inside her. Look at what you're doing to yourself. 5 comments, all like, oh man, that's really hot. It's got my head dick hard, my dick hard. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Notice how most of these people there, the people on the wrong end of this, no, there is no right end. Saying that there's a wrong end implies that there's any right in this situation. Everyone is wrong. I guess the worst end, again, that implies it's all bad. The side being most betrayed, I guess. Somebody's like, man, that's a long title. And somebody, the OP's like, she has a preference for things that are long. Response, I figured, thanks for the summary. Well, these people sure have their sense of humor intact. If anyone wants to chat over Kick, my username, I'm not going to say his username, but it's embarrassing. Again, why? I don't understand it. Why do you think that lowering yourself like this is good? And to the people who make fun of this shit, who say cuck over and over and over again. How can you look at this and say to yourself, this doesn't matter, this doesn't affect anybody, this does not show anything, any attitude that is prevalent within the culture. This is not emblematic of anything. I don't understand. This is Rampant. 42,000 people. Where there's one, there's many. Where there's 42,000, you know. You see what your fellow man is doing to himself, and you say, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are part of the same humanity that these people are. And you say, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect me, whatever. There are more important things. You don't understand, do you? The people are like, it doesn't matter. The degeneracy doesn't matter. Degradation of the spirit doesn't matter. Openly inviting your own betrayal and taking sexual pleasure in that, and that's not a problem. That's just whatever. If you feel that way, you have to ask yourself, what have I become? What have I become that I'm numb to this evil? To this sadness? To this hatred? All of these females and their male enablers talking about how hate speech doesn't have any place in our society. Hate speech? Hate speech? How can any form of speech be more hateful than this? Our cultural gatekeepers say accepting this or any other form of deviancy, that's a prerequisite to be socially acceptable. You want to be socially acceptable, you better accept this stuff. And criticizing it, that's hateful. You will be ostracized. You'll be removed from social life, from corporate life, because you have hatred, and hatred has no place. This is hatred. Now I'm going to read this one. Wannabe, needing advice and wanting to talk, another self-post. Hi everyone, I'm 28 years old and I've been married to my wife for a year and a half. I've got a huge cuckolding fantasy that I just can't get over, and I've tried bringing it up with her, but she doesn't seem keen because she can't get over the stigma that being unfaithful is wrong. The reason why she is now, she's hesitant towards this is because she's now considering, oh my god, I have made a terrible choice. I have made a terrible pussy choice. I spread my legs for the wrong person, the wrong man, the wrong male, this subhuman. Boy, I really wish somebody would have made a decision for me right about now. That's what she's thinking. And he continues, I just want her to get the pleasure she deserves. I know I can't please her fully, but she loves me so much, she would never say it to my face. Look, you know, a lot of people like to bitch, women don't deserve a lot of men. What about the other side of it? This woman who is in this terrifying situation, who seems to be decent, who probably is decent in a very indecent situation. Terrifying and indecent. And this man is wasting her. Wasting. I just wanted to get, what the fuck? He continues, I'd love to talk with anyone about my situation, possibly get some tips and tricks on how I might be able to get things to progress. That's an interesting word. Real interesting word. Yeah, man, I'll answer completely honestly, but please don't ask for photos straight away. At least build a bit of a rapport so I know I can trust and respect you first. Trust and respect. Trust and respect. You think these people value that in the least? These are, and I look at the thumbnails on these, they're mostly white people. But white people don't need to fix themselves. You think the metapolitical maneuverings are going to save you? Because that's something you can control. That's something you can point to and say, here's this, here's that, here's how this interacts with this, and we're good. Because it's a shield, you can hide behind it. You can hide all of your problems. You along with your problems behind this shield. Behind your hashtags. What was the one? White girls are magic, that one. Hashtag white genocide, that one. How about you look at the moral and spiritual conditions that allow these things to happen, that allows your displacement to happen? Or is that too much? Is that too difficult too difficult of a mirror to look into? Let's read some of the comments on this thread. I know how you feel from Brazilian cuckboy. Oh, the phenomenon is global. I know how you feel, friend. I've spent 4 years living with depressions because of my feelings and my boring relationship. Decency is boring. Loyalty is boring. According to Brazilian cuckboy. People are not good to each other. Charles Bukowski was a piece of shit, but you know what? You got that right. You get something good in your life. Oh, she's boring. Which means she's probably wife material, and you are. Look how you are wasting it. Men are not good to women. Women are not good to men. We've now documented it both ways. We waste each other's dignity on this. And this is not a problem. And there's more comments. Hey there, friend. I had a long-term arrangement like this with my now ex-wife, and I would be happy to share my experience and thoughts with you. Good stuff and bad stuff challenges, but I can understand the desire and would be happy to talk about how to transition your relationship towards this direction. Oh, so this is the kind of advice that they give. They enable each other and do unspeakable damage to themselves and to the people in their life. In their lives, whatever. Look, I'm not trying to depress you. I'm not trying to cast a shadow over your day. What I am doing is showing you and telling you that the social dysfunctions, the spiritual dysfunctions have an effect. And it's far more prevalent than we'd like to admit. And here's another. The title of it, Girlfriend/Wife Too Hot for Cuckold? Not trying to brag, but I've had 3 previous cuckold relationships, and the current one is by far the hottest. We are in our mid-20s, so sex drive is high. We decided to go on a romantic trip and thought we should bring some of our guy friends. The plan was to tell them what we were into, and I would watch her get double-teamed. Well, my wife got a little excited and told them when I was getting gas. So I get in and she's wearing lip gloss, which is weird because she only wears it to seduce guys. Both of my friends are acting weird, and my girlfriend is arguing quietly with Rob in the back seat. I hear him say fine, and I'm just listening to the radio. In between songs, I can hear some weird gurgling, so I ask everyone if they can hear it. And Rob looks scared. Finally, my girlfriend just says it's just me giving Rob a blowjob. And that's the moment it all went wrong. As soon as Seth saw I didn't care if she sucked guys off, he started saying, me next, me next. The story will go on too long, but essentially my 2 friends banged my girlfriend the whole weekend. And when they were finally asleep and I got to hang out with my wife, this really muscular guy came up to her and started hitting on her. He asked if I was her boyfriend and I said yeah. So he gave me his beer and told me to hold on to it, and he just walked away with my girlfriend. I fucking love alpha males like that. He fucking loves alpha males like that. Anyway, my point is anyone else get annoyed when their girlfriend is too hot? And before you say get her to stop fucking guys, if I say that, she won't let me touch her. Any bulls want some pics of her, let me know. These people aren't your friends. Is this what friendship means now? Where there's one, there's many. Where there's 42,000, now up to 459. As I've reloaded pages here. That's what friendship means to this many people. And then somebody said, is she your girlfriend or your wife? Story is hard to follow. That That changes everything if she's one or the other. Unbelievable. And he's posting pictures of imgerlings of himself and her. That's me and her. Think you could steal her from me? She looks innocent, but don't underestimate her. I did once. I told her she wasn't fucking the 17-year-old kid she met at this high school party. What did she do? He says, what did she do? Gets him to text everyone to come outside so I go too. Everyone is crowded around my truck and taking video. I look inside and my hot girlfriend is being fucked by a 17-year-old. So I'm looking for my keys and she's smiling and waving them. So she locked themselves in and I have to watch. Meanwhile, all these kids' friends are making fun of me. I love being humiliated like that, but I don't want people to know anyone can fuck my girlfriend. That's in the upper tier of worst things I've ever read. Statutory rape and cuckolding. I'm not pausing to pad out the running time here. I'm at a loss. What can I say about this? And it just gets worse because somebody then asked, oh my god, that must have been embarrassing for you. Trying to imagine the scene. How old were you? 17-year-old kid? To which he responds, 26. And the funny part was she tricked me into drinking his cum. She attached the condom to the end of the straw in my drink and took a big gulp of nothing but cum. I turned around and she was taking video and laughing. That made me sick to my stomach. The pain has moved from my chest to my stomach now. Somebody calls it out. The fact you called her your GF and wife seemed a little strange, but this thing with the straw really points to all this being fake. Look, that might be the case, but this guy still has the imagination and the time and the isolation to invent these things within his own head. Either way, it is a disturbing reality. But it doesn't affect you, right? It doesn't affect anybody, right? Well, I'm looking at their similar subreddits on the side panel below where the rules were. Yeah, similar subreddits. We'll go through them, and then we'll stop at the one that really caught my eye. For non-porn related matters, see cuckold community, swing community, swingers, polyamory, non-monogamy, random acts of blowjob for sibling subreddits, cuckold personals, hot wife, would you fuck my wife? Yeah, we already did that one. Subwife, cheating wives, cuckold stories, and the one that seared my retinas. r/cuckold pregnancy. You're bringing children into this world. Into this world, into this corner of it, this rather large corner of it. But wait, there's more. In search of a bull in Holland. Well, he lives in Holland, so that means it's okay because, anything that white people do, that's fine. So this prideful white Dutch person here just says, just curious if there are any here in Netherlands, open to chat, exchange pics, and then he gives his province. And then the responses. My first cuckold experience was because of a Dutch guy. This guy bet me $1,000 that his cock was at least 3 inches bigger than mine. I was 18, so I didn't have that kind of cash. So he said a blowjob from my girlfriend then. And I just said, okay. Me and my girlfriend were naive. We thought my cock was huge. This is the kind of shit that Europeans are doing? Well, let's make a friendly wager here. If you lose, your girlfriend's got to give me a blowjob. That's what a European thinks is a friendly bet, apparently. Me and my girlfriend were naive, so we thought my cock was huge. Measured at 5.2 inches, and I was all smug. Then he opened his pants and my girlfriend's jaw dropped. He measured at 9.2 inches. And the comment below. My ex-girlfriend loves big cock, but not black, so Dutch guys are perfect for her. Oh, so the Dutch are The Dutch are the moedig people of Europe. And I'm saying this as somebody who has a full Dutch grandmother. This filth runs through my genetics. How does that make me feel? No, take a guess. How does that make me feel? The answer is, it doesn't make me feel very good. This is what I'm supposed to be loyal to? And then there's another one. Lots of guys in Canada hate the Dutch because out in Alberta there aren't many hung black guys, so girls go after the Dutch guys. The first time I caught my wife cheating in 6 years was 2 Dutch guys spit roasting her. Well, the countrymen that spit roast together, that's male bonding. That's how guys bond. Healthy, very healthy. They're forming a great, powerful white pride bond. And this is a power that scares the establishment. Then he continues. Then my next 3 girlfriends all got fucked by Dutch guys too. My friends couldn't believe it. Now I'm dating the hottest girl yet, and I'm bringing her to Holland. So you're going from the pan into the fire. I've said that before, haven't I? About other things, sure. I hope you fuckers do get overrun by Muslims. Maybe then you will take a more lucid approach to life. I'm supposed to be loyal to this? This? I'm supposed to be loyal to the mud dicks of Europe? Who are about to get a mud dicking themselves? Well, as you sow, so shall you reap.